Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
All right, Sofa King Cool Online here, sitting with the Eoto'S, Jason Hann. How you doing, man?
Real good, real good. Good to be on Sofa King.
Yeah, right. So, for those of you who aren't too familiar with you, tell me how you guys got your start and how everything worked out for you guys.
All right. Well, with Eoto, me and Travis, it's just the two of us in the band, and we're also in this other band called String Cheese Incident.
Right, right.
And I live in Los Angeles, so I'd fly out to Colorado for String Cheese rehearsals, and I would usually stay at Travis's place because everyone else has family and stuff. And just about every time we'd go there, we'd just set up random instruments at his place, and we'd jam on them from like 10 at night till 4 or 5 in the morning, take little breaks, you know. So it was just like a lot of fun. It wasn't near a city, so
Right.
we were less tempted to, let's go somewhere else.
Okay.
And so we just kept doing that for about a year, not with the intention of putting any project together. And then we started recording ourselves back, and we liked what we were doing. And right around that same time, a festival called Sonic Bloom was starting out in Colorado in 2006.
Okay.
And it just kind of made sense to try to debut there. And we did that. And then we did a few shows during the year. And then in 2007, String Cheese, we decided to break up.
Right.
And we weren't sure what me and Travis were going to do as far as work. So we went ahead and just booked full-on tours and just started working it. And lots of ups and downs between, you know, people that are really into the organicness of cheese really hated that we had any computer on stage or anything. So we lost, you know, some crowds, but a lot of the younger kids who didn't know us from anything were like, oh, we like what they're doing, and you know, little by little, we just you know, got a little chip on our shoulder and built the thing up from scratch again.
That's cool, man.
And got better at what we're doing too, because we, you know, just playing the instruments and trying to do something all live and improvise is pretty risky, but we feel confident now.
That's real cool.
Yeah.
Now, you guys say you do a few shows, isn't it? Like a couple hundred shows?
Yeah. We're clocking into between 750 and 800 shows since 2006.
That's a lot of shows.
There was like 3 years where we were doing, you know, over 200 shows. You know, I think we did 250 shows one year. But, you know, that was at a time where we were really trying to see if both, you know, we like putting the time into it, and if it's catching on, if it's building and stuff. Because, you know, to spend that much time away from home, you know, you want to do something that you know, feels really satisfying creatively and all of that.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
That's real cool. Now, you can get the set lists downloaded right after the show, is that right?
Well, not for Eoto. For Eoto, it's kind of like the process. We don't have any songs or set lists, so we're making stuff up.
I was going to say, not technically the set list, but the show, right?
Yeah, we try to get it up there within a 48-hour period. Totally depends on like if the venue the next day has really fast internet to be able to upload the show.
Oh yeah.
Because they all come in at about, you know, 1.5 gigs, if you know, for this tour, and it just takes, you know, a couple of hours to upload. So if the internet is slow, I can hook it up, leave it hooked up all day, and it doesn't do it. So, anyways, we have some timing issues by that, but we try to get it all up there within 48 hours of a show, and we send that file to these two kids in Boulder, Colorado. And they're the ones, they listen to the whole show from beginning to end. They're like, I think that sounds like a song. Let's give it some Dr. Seuss name, and you know, they make up a name for it, and then eventually it makes its way to, you know, a set that's cut up into songs.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Where can the fans get a hold of those at?
That's out at livedownloads.com. Livedownloads.com. A lot of bands have their stuff up there, but you just do a search for Eoto, E-O-T-O, and then our shows come up from, we have over 450 shows up there.
Wow.
So you can go back a few years and hear what we sounded like before and, you know, where we're at now.
Right. Now, you're saying there's no set list, there's no certain tracks, it's just whatever you guys feel like doing that day. How does that work out? Like,
yeah, I mean, it works out great just because we don't have to practice or anything. But, you know, it's only because we put so many shows in there that we feel confident about. You know, we don't even talk about it during the day, and right when we get up on stage, you know, you vibe the crowd out a little bit, or, you know, vibe out the music that was being played before.
Right.
And we just talk about, you know, what beats per minute should we start out at. We figure out something and try to switch that up every night. So sometimes we might start with a house thing or a funky thing, or just drop some heavy dubstep thing right out of the gate. It's all like very last minute. And then after that, we just kind of try to create this journey that, kind of a wave for people to ride on through the whole show.
That's real cool.
Yeah.
Now, I've noticed that your style of music, I'd say, making a comeback, so to speak. I mean, years ago, there was the raves that were the underground warehouses
Yeah.
and partying like that. I went to a few myself, so I know, you know what I mean?
Absolutely, same
And
here.
now you guys are playing actual venues, selling tickets, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like big, huge festivals, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like DJs are touring Monday through Sunday now
Yeah.
and stuff, where it was only like you just did stuff on Fridays and Saturdays. But the market's really open. I think a big part of that is some of these producers and DJs have crossed over into, the festival side of things, where, most of these camping festivals, where kids will drive hours, to camp all weekend and stuff. Those are the same kids that will come see a show on a Monday or Tuesday night.
Right.
And I think that's been a big part of the scene growing so much that it doesn't matter what day of the week.
Oh, yeah.
You go out any day of the week to see the music that you want to dance your ass off to.
Yeah, for sure.
So that game has changed quite a bit.
Yeah, I remember years ago getting the flyer, and there's a phone number on it the day of.
Yeah.
You gotta call up and see where you should show up at, you know what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah. Same for me. I used to play on Native American reservations out in San Diego.
Right.
And that's where they would do all the raves at. But even if I would get hired to play like percussion for a DJ or something like that, I didn't know the information until I was like driving, or it's in the desert, just drive that way, and then I'll call you with the with the directions. That's pretty cool time.
Yeah, those were good times.
Yeah.
But you guys got a lot of festivals yourself booked this summer, right?
Yeah, I've got a full schedule. We're playing Wakarusa Festival, Mountain Jam,
Right.
which is kind of up in the area here. We're going to do Electric Zoo up in this area. We've got Impulse down in Georgia, Electric Forest up in Michigan, Mornings Hideout out west, Shambhala Festival up in Canada. We're going to do the Hangout Festival coming up in a couple of weeks off the shores of Alabama, Gulf Shores. So there's a ton of stuff going on. North Coast Festival near Chicago. It's going to be a busy one.
That's really
That's
cool,
the way we
man.
like it. Yeah.
Definitely. And your website is where the best bet to figure everything out?
Yep, Eoto'Music.com.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Now you yourself, you played with a lot of different people. I mean, do you still do work on the side? I know you did some stuff with Dr. Dre, and obviously String Cheese was, your thing there for a while.
Yeah, absolutely. Still, we've got some String Cheese, pretty big String Cheese tour this summer as far as covering the West Coast and everything. And between Eoto and String Cheese, the schedule, at least the touring schedule, is really full. But when I go home, I still like to get in touch with the guys that I used to record with all the time and stuff. So, for instance, I went home 2 days in the middle of this tour, and it was really because my friends were working on music for a movie. A movie's gonna come out with Kirsten Dunst called like The Bachelorette, which is kind of like a girl's version of The Hangover or something like that. Hopefully it's funny. I don't know.
Right.
The verdict's out on that right now. But anyways, he's doing the music on it, and he knew I had a couple of days off, so they're like, fly me in for 2 days. We just worked on it, a bunch for 2 days.
That's cool.
And that I love doing, collaborating with other musicians when I get home. It's still my hobby too.
Right.
So as much interaction, and whether I'm on the road or not, it all very fulfilling.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Now, how do you balance it out, man? I mean, in between Eoto and String Cheese, I mean, it's obviously two different styles.
Oh yeah. Well, that's the fun part for me, and I think I've just grown up that way. It's like when I was a kid playing music, I had my music that I was into, but my dad's a musician, and I would play in his band, and he had pretty different music, but I really enjoyed it all. So I was playing at the same time I was learning rock and roll. I had already been playing reggae and soca and Caribbean music. So when I was that young, I didn't even delineate like what's the more popular music. I knew what my friends were listening to,
Right.
but then I'd be in this other environment where it's just all like Caribbean music,
Mm-hmm.
and so I didn't have a distinction except I would hear more of it when I was in one place or the other, and as far as String Cheese has a super organic vibe. Occasionally we get into the electronic, and Eoto's all electronic. But for me, it's all music, and there's something within all the different music styles, like there's some magic that people latch onto,
Right.
and it's the most awesome journey finding what's the subtleties in it that really makes it come alive. Some things are universal,
Mm-hmm.
and then but when you dig into it, like what makes Senegalese music different from Ghanaian music, and
Right.
what are the things even in those cultures that latch onto that maybe doesn't connect with the other, even if it's African music. But that's the journey of music I like. Same with all kinds of music, Indian music, but any music that I've gotten a chance to study, whether it's jazz, what do people get excited about? What draws them to that particular kind of music?
Right.
And I like that with all the different forms of music. So
that's cool. Yeah. That's real cool. Now I notice a lot of different festivals these days are mixing music together. I mean, like Lollapalooza this year's got Black Sabbath, and then I think Skrillex is a headliner. I mean, Black Sabbath's opening, you know what I mean?
Is that crazy?
Yeah. Now, is there ever a chance where you think that maybe the String Cheese and Eoto will be at the same festival?
Oh yeah, and I mean it's going to happen twice this summer. There's Electric Forest, which is, I mean they're both String Cheese. No, it's going to happen 3 times.
Okay.
String Cheese is kind of a headliner out at Hangout Music Fest.
Okay.
And Eoto's playing 2 late nights on that weekend. And then for Electric Forest in Michigan, Eoto opens up that festival on Thursday night, and then String Cheese will play the next 3 nights after that. And then at our String Cheese Festival, Hornings Hideout, Eoto, we headline that Thursday night of that festival. So it happens, but we kind of have this thing where it's, if Eoto is going to play, it's going to be on a different night that String Cheese is playing.
Well, yeah.
Because it's too much to coordinate, the sound checks and worry about too much other stuff like all in one day.
Right. Plus, you don't want to burn yourself out though, too.
Don't want to burn. Well, I don't necessarily have the burnout factor, but it's more like respecting everyone's time. Like if String Cheese is going to do a show, everyone, we all agree everyone should be fully present, like just for that show.
Right.
Stuff like that. And we're a little bit looser with Eoto because we don't really have to think about memorizing songs or get in any kind of headspace for it. But, definitely respect in String Cheese world about, the really everyone concentrating and being on the same page.
That's cool,
all the time, yeah.
That's real cool. Now, with this tour, you were saying there's a 3D visuals?
Oh, yeah. We've got our lotus sculpture, which ranges in height from 12 feet to 14 feet to 17 feet. I think we're using the 14-foot one tonight. And it's basically in the shape of a lotus flower. And there's a front row of petals that are about 3 feet high. And then myself and Travis are on risers behind that layer. And then there's another row of petals that go between like 9 feet high and 14 feet high. And then there's a big screen in back of all of that, which our VJ gets to play with. So he has basically 3 layers of areas to map with, and he just goes off on it. When you see it tonight, we call it it's like a shape-shifting spacecraft.
Oh wow!
Because he can project like just an organic flower on it, which looks really beautiful, and having it be in that setting. But then sometimes he can just project like digital circuitry onto it, and feel like on the back screen feels like you're going through space, and just all these variations. Or at some points it feels like it does some steampunk design where it's got portholes and it feels like you're in some kind of submarine with fish swimming in the background and stuff. So
that's real cool.
It's about just making it a whole nother like visual journey, and he's improvising at the same time as far as like different scenes to match with what we're playing. And so we're super proud of it.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, good. The visuals itself, you know what I mean, pick up. Plus, with the music going on there, it gives the fans a unique experience for what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully, you'll be able to get a little video footage.
Definitely.
Too. That'll be good.
Cool. Anything else you want to promote?
What are we promoting, man? This is like we are on tour. We're up in the Northeast. For sure, for a little bit. We're getting ready to work our way down south, so it's just it feels like a really unique thing that we're doing, and from the comments, the feedback that we're getting, that our visual show is holding up against just anything that's out there right now, and it's such a different looking thing. Like it's not LED walls that are just firing at your face.
Right.
It's got this other easy on the eyes quality that is a whole more like mind journey that goes along with the music, and we're all in the moment, we're feeding off the crowd, and so we feel pretty inspired by what we've been doing, and just hopefully, well, a lot of people, if you've seen us, go like tell your friends and bring 1 or 2 friends along, and
right.
It's really a treat for sure.
It sounds like a good time.
Yeah.
So it's Eoto.com for the tour dates?
Eotomusic.com, yeah, for all the tour dates, and you can sign up for Street Team, win tickets to the show. We've also got a link to our ticket page, which we only have like a $2 ticket surcharge.
Oh, wow.
And so get an early ticket, and you don't have to deal with fees at the door and stuff. We really try to make it fan friendly, and also if you buy a ticket there from our site, you also get a free download of our show.
Oh, wow.
That evening. So
that's cool.
We're trying to hook our people up.
Yeah, definitely.
Make them aware that it's all about them.
Cool. You got any social media, Facebook, Twitter, anything like that?
Facebook, Twitter, I've been lagging on. It's I think I was telling you earlier, I'm tour manager of this tour too.
Yeah.
By the time I get my personal stuff out of the way and the band's business stuff out of the way, I'm just a little bit on the side. I want to save something for the show. So I'll go to the Facebook page and be like, I just don't feel like, writing. Same with Twitter. But it's, I try to be, I'll probably be way more active at the end of tour, or if something really juicy comes up, I'll throw something up there.
Cool. And there's links to that from your.
Exactly, from our website. Yeah, it's all on there. Thanks, man.
Great, man. Appreciate it. Looking forward to the show tonight, and keep on doing what you're doing, man.
All right, you too. So fucking cool.
Thank you.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah. Thank you, man.
Thank you.